All right, here in this video, we're going to show you exactly how to make this beautiful countertop from scratch. This is made directly over MDF. These are sample boards that we make to show you exactly what can be accomplished with stone coat countertops. Okay, we've got our clear material mixed up, and now what we're going to do, this is a white base with paint primer in one, but we're going to keep this base relatively white, pure white. I've been asked, how do you do that? And we're going to show you right now is you're going to use our base color that is acting like a tint in this epoxy. You're going to use that, but just a little amount. This is enough for a full 2-gallon kit. So for just a little amount for this sample, we don't need a lot of tint. But what that's going to do is it's color fast. It's not going to fade and get yellow and things like that. It's really nice to have. And it is also, you can mix it right into our epoxy. Do not mix latex paint or water-based paint or other products into this paint unless we've shown you on these videos. But this is designed to tint our epoxy. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of material in here. Just enough to coat this piece. And then I'm going to add a little bit of our tint. If you want to come up here and we'll show how we mix that in. I'm just going to pour a little bit of that in there. And then I'm just going to mix it. I'll just take a stir stick and mix that up, and now you can see how it's really tinted all of that a really bright white. Now I'm going to take this and we're going to spread it just how we always do with our 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel. Right here, this is a brand new one, and we're going to pour this out, and we're just going to spread it on out. You're going to make a mess making these samples, but have fun with it because they are a lot of fun to make. So just get it all the way over those edges. And then, so you can see it looks like just milk, like thick milk up there right now. Now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to brush these edges here. Okay, so I'm going to prime my brush a little bit, and then I'm going to paint those edges really nice. You want those coated very well. So we're just going to paint those, and then because we troweled it, we're going to chop the top. I have white underneath as a base color, and then I tinted the clear white, and that gives us a really pure white. So another thought that you can do is with the white epoxy, you can mix our white metallic powder if you wanted a white base, and then it looks like pearlescent and it looks like a quartz, you know, it's really neat. So play around with that, but in this case, we're just going to simply leave it white. I'm going to actually, you see all these bubbles here, I'm going to torch those out real quick just to give myself something flat to work with here. So I'm just going to sweep over it. And you can see how easily that lays out. Now, if you don't torch this material really, really well, what will happen is it'll appear really flat right now, but as it cures, bubbles are still coming up and you'll get these slight dimples in your surface. That's especially noticeable on the first coat. The second coat, when you're just putting clear over the top, that hides all that really well. But use your torch and do a few good passes. So I have a little bit of clear in this bucket, and we want to start with a gold vein, and we're going to add some silver and copper into that. But here's our gold stone coat metallic additive. I'm going to just pour boy, this goes a long way. I mean, there's just a tiny bit in there. Seal that back up because I'm going to reuse that over and over on different jobs. Now I'm just going to mix that up. And you can see here, it doesn't require a heck of a lot of mixing. And you can see how cool this is going to look. So now, I will start out with a skinny vein because you could always make your vein wider and wider. So let's start out with a nice skinny vein. come over the edge and down the edge. Okay, so now we have a vein. That's our base, but in this, we'll probably make that vein a little wider, but this is how you do a really skinny vein. And you could even come out and do real skinny ones next to it, and that looks nice and realistic. So you can just get it dripping off that stick, just run it right through that top, and that's a really neat look already. So like this little swirl here, I don't like that. I think that looks fake. And so if I was just going to leave this top like that, I would just take that swirl and just mix it, and you can see how that white mixes. Like if I drag my stick through this, that white will just start to mix right with that gold, and that starts to look like natural stone already. So now we're going to take some copper. We're going to spray some copper on the stick here. This is a metallic copper, and I'll just go right through there. A little bit more. And you can see the actual metallic additive mixed looks different than the actual spray paint, but they're totally cool looks, both of them. Okay, this is a dark copper, so this will add some more copper, but it's dark, and that looks really neat. And then we're going to add some aluminum or silver. This is called aluminum, but it looks like silver on the when you put it in that vein, and that really jumps out at you like, wow. There you go. There you go. That's a pretty neat look right there. And I'm going to torch that vein now. Torch that top again. And we're going to call that good. That looks really neat.